Muammar Mohammed Abu Minya al-Gaddafi, commonly known as Muammar Gaddafi, was a Libyan politician and revolutionary who led Libya for over 42 years until he was overthrown and killed in the Libyan civil war in 2011. Gaddafi was a controversial and polarizing figure who was admired by some and reviled by others. In this biography, we will explore his early life, family, and political career. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Muammar Gaddafi was born on June 7, 1942, in a tent near Qasa Abu Hadi, a rural area outside of the coastal city of Sirte, in what was then Italian Libya. His parents were Bedouin nomads, and Gaddafi was the fifth of 6 children. His father, Abu Minya, was a farmer and camel herder who had fought against Italian colonial rule in Libya. Gaddafi grew up in a traditional Muslim household and received a basic education in Quranic studies. In 1951, Libya gained independence from Italy, and Gaddafi was among the first cohort of students to enroll in the newly established military academy in Benghazi. He was an ambitious and intelligent student who excelled in his studies, and after graduating in 1965, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Libyan army. Family. Gaddafi married twice during his life. His first marriage was to Fatia al-Nouri, a teacher, in 1969. The couple had 7 children together, including 6 sons and 1 daughter. Gaddafi's second marriage was to Safia Farkash, a former nurse, in 1970. They also had 7 children, including 6 sons and 1 daughter. Gaddafi's family was notorious for their lavish lifestyle, and they were known to own numerous homes and properties in Libya and abroad. Gaddafi's children were often given high-ranking government positions, despite having little experience or qualifications, which fueled resentment among the Libyan people. Political career. In 1969, Gaddafi led a group of young army officers in a bloodless coup that overthrew King Idris and established the Libyan Arab Republic. Gaddafi became the de facto leader of Libya and set out to transform the country into a socialist state based on his own political ideology, which he called the Third International Theory. In the early years of his rule, Gaddafi implemented a number of progressive policies that aimed to improve the lives of ordinary Libyans. He nationalized the oil industry, which had been controlled by foreign companies, and used the revenue to fund social programs, such as free healthcare and education. He also introduced land reforms that redistributed property to landless peasants and supported the development of cooperatives and worker-owned enterprises. However, as time went on, Gaddafi's rule became increasingly authoritarian and repressive. He abolished political parties and established a system of direct democracy based on the principles of his Third International Theory. In practice, this meant that Gaddafi had complete control over all aspects of Libyan society, and dissent was not tolerated. Gaddafi provided financial and military support to groups such as the Irish Republican Army, the Palestine Liberation Organization, and the African National Congress. He also pursued a Pan-African agenda, and Libya became a major player in African politics during the 1970s and 1980s. In 1986, relations between Libya and the United States reached a breaking point when American forces bombed targets in Tripoli and Benghazi in response to allegations that Libya was responsible for a terrorist attack in Germany. Gaddafi survived the attack, but became even more isolated internationally. Gaddafi's regime was known for its authoritarian nature and human rights abuses, including the suppression of political opposition and the use of torture and extrajudicial killings. In 2011, protests erupted in Libya as part of the Arab Spring movement, demanding an end to Gaddafi's regime. The protests quickly turned into a civil war, with NATO intervening on the side of the rebels. In October 2011, Gaddafi was captured by rebels and killed in unclear circumstances, with some reports suggesting he was executed by rebel fighters. Gaddafi's death marked the end of his regime and the beginning of a new era in Libya, but the country has since struggled with political instability, violence, and economic challenges.